And if I remember right, at the end of the third movie, the Purge is abolished, and in this movie, they're just like, the Purge is back on. Like, literally, the first thing that happens, there's just like a news report or something. It's so fucking lazy. They're just like, the Purge is back. And then somehow, that's not explained, all the neo-Nazis plan to continue the Purge forever, but nobody knows or finds out until they start doing it, but somehow everyone in the world, it's not like it's just this small community in Texas. They're like constantly listening to radio broadcasts, and all the radio broadcasts are like all across the nation. All the Trump supporters are killing Mexicans. Yeehaw. And then the plot is just ridiculous, because the fucking thing, Canada and Mexico open their borders for 6 hours for refugees from the Purge, which I don't know why they'd only open them for 6 hours. Seems like they just needed to add a ticking clock element to this film and couldn't think of anything better. But then the absolute fucking balls on this movie to say to flee the violence in America, you need to flee to Mexico. One of the most corrupt countries on the earth that's controlled by dangerous drug lords who consistently run around beheading people for no reason. Shoot them, fill them up with narcotics and enslave them and sex traffic them, cut their heads off. I've seen videos, I've been on Lively. If there was a Purge, I'd be like, I'm taking my chances before I was going to Mexico.
Well, you gotta keep in mind,
especially
like,
straight across the border Mexico. It's not like they're going to fucking Cancun, they're going right across the border, the worst, most dangerous place.
They panned out the camera, then you see the entire U.S. is on fire.
Yeah.
Like, literally, just like,
literally
looks
just a gigantic fire.
They're like, wow, the fucking Purge and shit, man. Those Trump supporters really went at it. And I don't really understand the mechanics of the Purge. Like, you'd think, okay, consider the following. So, all crime is legal, right?
Yeah.
But then you gotta think, like, there's still retaliation. Like, if I was going out in the Purge, and I wanted to kill somebody, and they knew it was the Purge, and they're outside and not in, like, an armored house, you'd think they'd probably be armed too, you'd think.
Yeah, you'd
so
think
you have a risk. It's not like there is no risk-reward to killing people.
Well, the whole thing
could you actually get enough people together
the thing about the
and
Purge...
what does the Purge achieve? Because they're like the violent people get out the violence. But
in the first movie, they claim that the U.S. crime rate goes down to 1% basically, or something like that. Like 1% of usual, because they have the Purge for everyone to let out their crime or something. So it's like every time that crime is shown in these movies too, everyone just goes out and kills each other. Like nobody ever does any other crime.
It's not like some guys like...
If you legalize all crime for a day, a majority of people would just sit in their houses doing a bunch of fucking drugs.
Not even sit in their houses, they would be sitting on the street. Dude, if the Purge was real, it would just be a fucking party, honestly.
It'd be a gigantic...
Like a handful of people get killed.
It'd be a gigantic party with a lot of rape.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right.
And also, how does the Purge apply to, like, lasting crimes? Like, if you download 15 terabytes of Purge Day, are you good? Like
you're like, oh, look at the date, that was the Purge. That was the Purge. That was the Purge.
The mechanics of the Purge make no fucking sense.
Right.
It's just so horribly thought out. And the most ridiculous thing is that these movies are all fucking terrible. They're all like this. They're all shot this badly. And the first one rightfully has like 6% on Rotten Tomatoes, like it deserves. But the last three have like 85% because they're orange. They're at like 32%. This movie is unironically on the same level as something like, I don't know,
Horny Stepsister Volume 8.
It might actually be...
God's Not Dead?
It might actually be worse than the Snyder Cut, but it has like 75% on Rotten Tomatoes because it's an Orange Man bad movie.
No, it doesn't. It has like 24% on Rotten Tomatoes.
No, it does not. It has like 70.
I looked. I literally looked while watching the movie.
I'm looking this up. It's like the most pathetic, transparent attempt at political pandering
Well, that's what all these movies are.
Not the first one. The first one's just trash, but yeah.
Well, yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes 47%. That's like
Way
46% more than it deserves. And I bet if you look at all the reviews, it's just like it really proved that Orange Man bad.
Pretty much. I was reading reviews on Letterboxd. The 5-star reviews are hysterical. There are 5-star reviews. People actually are out here giving 5 stars to the fucking Forever Purge. Although, like, on Rotten Tomatoes, all they have to be is moderately positive to give you the positive score. And everybody's score is shit different. Like, everyone has a different scale.
Yeah.
And then Rotten Tomatoes' score doesn't make anything. Like, if I give something a 3 out of 5, it's probably a pretty good movie.
The Forever Purge builds its dystopian nightmare on the ugly truth of reality.
It's not the truth of reality. This isn't what
4 out of 4 score.
Everybody
You can't say that this 5th installment isn't timely. In fact, it couldn't be timelier. This time we're asked what would happen if some of the annual purgers simply refused to honor the rules.
See, the problem with the Purge is why isn't the rule that murder was legal? But they say all crimes are legal.
Yeah, all crimes are legal, but nobody does anything besides kill each other. It's bizarre. So yeah, basically, long story short, this movie is fucking pathetic, pandering garbage that is terribly shot, terribly acted, terribly directed, terribly written, terrible down to its basic core concept, and retards lap it up because it's an Orange Man bad movie like the last two. So yeah, it's fucking awful. It's one of the worst movies in the year and probably the only thing I've seen this year that even competes with the Snyder Cut.
Okay, you watched... Did you watch Furious 9? Anyways, let's not get onto that topic again.
So what'd you think of the Forever Purge?
Like you, I thought it was terrible. I think it's comparable to something